Yes, sir. We are back with another edition of Fast Break Bets, presented by BettingPros. You know me, know the voice, know the guys. Me, a really real villain, real Terrell Furman Jr. here at your service. Another day, 1-1 in the association yesterday. Had over Jabari Smith Jr. over 10.5 points. Sorry to those. I know it's some people that probably got hooked on that. He ended up, I believe he finished with 11. And so I cashed the prop, but I know that there's a lot of folks, well, not a lot, because I think a good number of people, like I saw it get to 11.5, maybe a little bit closer to game time. But if you were late on that play, you probably missed out and you probably got hooked on Jabari Smith Jr. as he finished 2 for 10 from the field, but ended up hitting 6 for 6 from the free throw line and getting to 11 points and getting a nice win by the hook for me in a night that I would have needed it because Vucevic came out the gates firing, started the game in the first quarter 3 for 3, 1 for 1 from three. We took his over 1.5 threes at plus 180, and well, he didn't hit another three for the game. He only took two more, missed them both, finished with 20 and 8 points. Probably was the way to go with Vucevic. Didn't end up getting a three. It was a nice sweat for a big plus money play, and I thought the concept was there. And it was a bunch of times that Vucevic was actually open for three, and whether it was somebody driving or working inside of the post, they would kick out to him. But a lot of those times, that pass was just a little bit off. Vucevic couldn't really corral it and shoot how he'd want. He'd either end up just resetting offense or kicking over to another open corner three. So it is what it is with Vucevic there, but it's all right. We have the first day of NBA Cup play in the association on a Tuesday. I have 3 plays in that. So let's just go ahead and start with play number uno. Play number one. We've got the Miami Heat going up against the Detroit Pistons. Heat are laying 1.5 on the road. Are you serious? 216.5 is the total here. Well, I really, really want to tell you guys to go play Pistons. I want to put a bet down on the Pistons. I really, really want to. Miami Heat laying points on the road. Bad spot that you don't want to back them in. Pistons have been playing a lot better. No Jimmy Butler. But NBA Cup play, the Miami Heat are just that annoying team that they might actually care about trying to win the NBA Cup or something like that. So I don't want to do that. However, I do love this under 216.5 for the game, because if you look at these two teams, it just screams under. So, over the course of the season, the Miami Heat and the Detroit Pistons, when you look at them respectively and what they're doing towards the total, the Miami Heat are 4-5 this season towards the total, 1-4 as a favorite towards the under, 1-4 over under. So you get it 4-1 to the under. You know what I'm saying here. They don't put up a lot of points when they're favorite. And so 1-4 to that number, 2-3 on the road. Detroit Pistons are 3-8 this season to the under, going under 3-8, 2-7 as a dog. Like, okay, so let's look a little bit deeper into the numbers here. And I mean, both of these two teams run slow pace and been kind of running a slower pace all season. The Miami Heat, always typically a slow pace team. They are 26th in the NBA in terms of pace. And you have the Pistons, who are 20th in the NBA in terms of pace. And then, I mean, this is it. JB Bickerstaff has this Pistons team playing really, really solid defense. Both of these two teams are top 10 in terms of NBA points per game allowed. Both giving up about 109, a little less than 110 points per game here. And then the offenses for both teams just cannot get it going consistently. And they are towards the bottom of the league in terms of scoring. The Pistons are really, really good in terms of limiting offensive rebounding and grabbing offensive boards. So I say all of this to say that I think that this is gonna be a more of an ugly, ugly game, a more defensive game. If you look at the head-to-head series, these games typically have kind of had this result. If you look at last game earlier this season on the 28th of October, you had a 106-98 win by the Miami Heat, where the Miami Heat didn't cover as 8.5 point favors. We were on the Pistons in that game. That went under a total of 219. They've gone under in 4 of the last 5 matchups between these 2 teams, and the one matchup that did go over, it had a total of 218, and it came in at 228. And that's really the only game that went over. Everything else 103, 102, 108, 95, 104, 101. For one, the Miami Heat have dominated this series, even though the Pistons are very, very, very competitive towards them. I think this is a game where the Pistons actually can win, and they're going to win off of defense and just kind of making slightly better plays. It's going to be a slower pace game. I think that the Pistons' offensive rebounding is going to limit Miami Heat possessions, so the Heat aren't going to have those opportunities to put up, those get those second chance points that they've been so good at doing over the course of the season already. Yeah, well, I like the under. I do like the Pistons. I really do like the Pistons. I just can't get there yet. Miami Heat 4-1 on the road this season. Again, they're a weird team that just might randomly decide to get up for this NBA Cup game. Nonetheless, I think both of these 2 teams are locked in defensively. I think they're both playing really, really well. They both already trend to the under over the course of the season. I like another under game in a series between these two that has typically gone under. So give me under 216.5 for the Miami Heat and the Detroit Pistons. Play number 1. And play number 2, we're going to go to the Betting Pros app. Make sure you get that Betting Pros app over there in the Discord or whatever you get your apps in the App Store, Google Play Store, Android Store, whatever store. Just go get that Betting Pros app. You really, really need to lock in. You can get the prop bet cheat sheet up there. It has a whole bunch of, it's a one-stop shop. If you, getting slow on the day, didn't get to go through your NBA prep, the prop bet cheat sheet is the way to go to just get quick information, get what you need, and get some very, very good NBA plays out there. So a whole bunch of stuff to give out. There's one play that the Betting Pros app likes that I agree with as well. Going over to the prop bet analyzer and play number 2, I have Karl Anthony Towns over 35.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Betting Pros app has him projected to go 38.7 points, rebounds, and assists in this game. He's actually 6-3 to this prop with 6 straight covers. 6 straight covers by Karl Anthony Towns on his points, rebounds, and assists. 65% cover probability over there on the Betting Pros app, 5-star bet rating. He's been over in 9 of his last 15. Let's look at the matchup here going up against the Philadelphia 76ers in the season debut of Joel Embiid. Well, how has Cat fared against Joel Embiid? Well, he's only gone over his points, rebounds, and assist line in 4 of his last 5 games against Joel Embiid. Again, Embiid's first game of the season, not expecting him to be the healthiest, not expecting him to be out there the most. Cat has been lights out, and I'm not really sure why this line is at 35.5. So, and this is why I love the prop bet analyzer, because you really, really can dig deep into the weeds. So, if we go to the beginning of the season, Cat began the season with his points prop line at 35.5. He ended up going under that against the Celtics. When they bumped him up after that to 36.5, and he still went under. However, he cashed 35.5. He scored 36 points, rebounds, and assists, went under the line, but he actually cashed. So if you look at this, he's actually been over 35.5 points, rebounds, and assists in 7 of his 9 games this season. After that, Game against the Cavs, very, very good defense, top team and, top team. They got destroyed, ended up going under 26. Miami Heat 59, 39 to the Pistons, 36 to the Rockets, 51 to the Hawks. That Hawks line was at 35.5 when he scored 51. After that, he went to the Bucks game, 36.5. He scored 48. Okay, cool. Game after the Bucks game, went to the Pacers. 37.5 was the line in that game. So you see the line went up in his past 3 games from 35.5, 36.5, 37.5, 39. He scored and still went over against the Pacers. Why is this 35.5? Is it Joel Embiid? Are we giving Joel Embiid that much credit that he's going to stop what Karl Anthony Towns has going on right now? He's been really, really good, and the Knicks have been playing pretty okay basketball, but nonetheless, Karl Anthony Towns hasn't been the reason the Knicks have been losing a lot of games, at least on the offensive end. Defensively, it's kind of ugly. Now we'll talk about that another day, but offensively, the Knicks have been good because Karl Anthony Towns has consistently been good. I mean, I just yes, I think that again, Cat gone over this line in 3 of his last 4 against Joel Embiid, 3 of his last 4 against the Philadelphia 76ers. I mean, I guess Philadelphia 76ers overall, he has actually gone over in his past 2 games last season, and he's cashed his 35.5 line as well. This is Cat's game. I think Cat has a matchup that he likes, and this is Cat with confidence. And I'm telling you, Cat with confidence is a really, really good offensive basketball player. Give me Karl Anthony Towns
Bing bang.
to get this done. Over 35.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Play number 2. Play number 3 to close things out here. I am going to the Phoenix Suns at the Utah Jazz. Suns are laying 3 here. Total is sitting at 228.5. Okay. There is a possibility. There's a way that I can come in here tomorrow and I can go on a rant about how we lost this bet. But man, I'm so good with just fading a bad team. And the Utah Jazz are a bad basketball team right now. I have no reason the, why this line is only 3, even without Kevin Durant. Devin Booker is questionable, but I think he's gonna go. I haven't heard anything if he doesn't go. If he doesn't go, you probably get a better. I mean, this is the line is probably saying, I mean, -3 means Devin Booker's not playing, right? That's got to be what this means. Why is this line only 3? The Jazz are horrible. 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 The Jazz are looking to the future. They are not trying. This is an unserious basketball team right now, and they're coming off a win. They're coming off of a win. So let's look at the last 5 games for the Jazz and just go back in time. Halloween night, they play San Antonio Spurs, absolutely get rocked in that game. And then they go play the Denver Nuggets. They get rocked in that game. They have a great spot on the road against the Chicago Bulls. They end up winning that. And then they go and get rocked again by the Milwaukee Bucks of all teams. Then they have a road spot against San Antonio, little revenge spot. Kind of let San Antonio hang around that entire game and just hang around, hang around, hang around. Eventually, they were able to get it done. They got a nice little win as a 7-point dog. But now, after a 4-game road trip, they're back home, and you're telling me that they're just supposed to be this good basketball team now? They're 3-5-1 ATS. They're 0-3-1 at home, haven't been really good at all over the course of the season. I mean, I know Phoenix hasn't been that good, and they've let teams hang around. I trust me, Phoenix has absolutely let teams hang around. They're 1-5 ATS as a favorite this season, but I think they have enough to get it done against a Utah Jazz team that at points in time they're just not trying. Uh, maybe we don't. I want to lock this in because if there's a possibility no Nurkic, there's a possibility no Booker. But if those two are playing, I can't imagine this game being even close. And even if they're not playing, or even if I get one of the two, there's still a possibility the Suns cover this line. I think the Suns have been playing very, very solid ball defensively. Uh, and you look at defensive rating, they're middle of the pack. Like, it's not nothing to write home about, but they're not bad. They keep the game under control. They run a slower pace, keep the game under control, put themselves in good opportunities. If you run a slow pace and you just pick apart this defense of the Utah Jazz, you're gonna put up points. Like, you're gonna put your I think the Jazz half court off defense is absolutely abysmal, and I think the Suns can immediately pick that apart. Matter of fact, Trey Jones on his assists actually feels really, really good here. And I might want to give that out a little bit later. I didn't do the work on it before our show, but talking it through, I think Trey Jones can have a great assist day. I think that the Phoenix Suns are going to be able to score in this game. I think they can run away with this even without their stars playing. That's how bad the Utah Jazz have been this season. Give me the Phoenix Suns. And I'm going to lay the three. That is nerve-wracking. Again, 1 in 5 as a favorite this season, ATS are the Suns. But NBA Cup, point differential matters. I have to assume that if the game starts getting late, they're going to keep trying to push that points differential in case they, happen to be one of the teams that really, really care about the NBA Cup. But I like it. It's a short number. It's one possession. I think Phoenix is even at half strength is better than one possession against the Utah Jazz. So give me the Phoenix Suns laying 3. That is play number 3. Play number 2 was Carl Anthony Towns over 35.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And play number 1 was the under in the Miami Heat and Detroit Pistons game. I'm at really real __. Make sure you give me a follow. Give us a follow at Betting Pros on X and TikTok, at Betting Pros NFL on Instagram. And hey, youtube.com/Betting Pros. If you go ahead, give us a subscribe, like, comment on any fast break bets video, you will have an opportunity to win a Muggsy Bogues signed Charlotte Hornets jersey. Shout out to the Queen City, Charlotte, North Carolina. And shouts out to all the listeners, those that love me, those that hate me. I love you all. I appreciate you all. And let's get it done. A nice 3-0 sweep on a Tuesday sounds amazing. So there you go. I have nothing else to say, nothing else to do. No other way of ending the podcast. Just going to end it like this. We are out of here.